What if I told you that the difference between staying broke and building your first $100,000 isn't your salary, your background, or even your luck? What if the real secret isn't some complicated investment strategy or side hustle that takes over your life? Here's the uncomfortable truth. While most people are chasing get-rich-quick schemes and dreaming about that perfect high-paying job, the boring millionaires next door are quietly building wealth through simple monthly actions that anyone can copy. Look, I get it. You're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, watching your bank account stay flat month after month while inflation eats away at everything. You've probably tried budgeting apps, read finance books, maybe even started investing, only to give up when you didn't see results fast enough. But what if I showed you that building $100,000 isn't about massive sacrifices or perfect timing? It's about 6 simple monthly wins that compound into life-changing wealth? I've spent years studying the actual habits of everyday millionaires, not the flashy ones you see on social media, but the boring ones who built real wealth. And the data is clear. It's not about how much you make, it's about what you keep and how consistently you grow it. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down the exact 6 monthly actions that can add over $100,000 to your net worth without requiring you to earn 6 figures or take crazy risks. These aren't theoretical. They're backed by math, proven by research, and used by millions of quiet millionaires. And here's what might surprise you the most. The first $100,000 is actually the hardest part. Once you hit that milestone, the math completely changes in your favor. But there's one specific monthly win that most people completely ignore, and it's costing them hundreds of thousands in the long run. So if you're ready to stop making excuses and start making real progress toward financial freedom, let's dive into these 6 monthly wins that will transform your wealth forever. But first, let me show you something that will blow your mind. According to financial data, it takes the average person about 8 years to save their first $100,000. But here's where it gets interesting. Going from $100,000 to $200,000? Only 4 years. From $200,000 to $500,000? Just 6 more years. This isn't magic, it's compound interest. And that brutal first $100,000? That's your foundation. Every dollar you save in your 20s and 30s is worth exponentially more than dollars you save later. The problem isn't that people don't know this. The problem is they think they need some special skill or perfect timing. Truth is, building wealth is boring math, not exciting gambling, and the math always wins. Now, before we dive into the 6 wins, we need to destroy one massive myth that's keeping you broke. Picture this: expensive car, designer clothes, fancy dinners. That's what most people think wealth looks like, right? Wrong. Research shows that most actual millionaires drive used cars, live in modest homes, and you'd never pick them out in a crowd. They understand something most people don't. Wealth isn't about how much you spend, it's about how much you keep. Here's the brutal reality. The average American household spends $67,000 per year. To build wealth, you need to either earn significantly more than this or spend significantly less. There's no way around this math. But here's where most people get trapped: lifestyle inflation. You get a raise, so you upgrade your apartment. You get a bonus, so you buy a nicer car. Your income goes up, but your wealth stays flat. I've seen people making $200,000 living paycheck to paycheck, while others making $50,000 build 6-figure net worths. The difference? The wealthy understand that every dollar you don't spend today is a dollar that can work for you tomorrow. And that brings us to our 6 monthly wins. Here's win number 1. Make saving automatic, not emotional. Most people save whatever's left over at the end of the month. Spoiler alert, there's never anything left over. But wealthy people flip this script. They pay themselves first. Here's how. Set up an automatic transfer for 10 to 15% of your income to happen the day your paycheck hits. Not when you remember, not when you feel like it, automatically. Think you can't afford 15%? Start with 1%. The goal isn't perfection, it's automation. Because here's the truth. you'll adjust your spending to whatever's left. If $500 disappears automatically, you'll somehow make the rest work. It's psychology, and it's powerful. This one change eliminates the biggest enemy of wealth building, your emotions. No more, "I'll save next month," or "I deserve this purchase." The money's gone before you can spend it. Win number 2 is literally free money, and 25% of people ignore it completely. If your employer offers a 401k match, you're getting an instant 50 to 100% return on your money. Show me any investment that guarantees that. Here's the math. Let's say you make $60,000 and your company matches 50% of your first 6% contribution. You put in $3,600, they add $1,800. That's $1,800 in free money every single year. Over 30 years at 8% growth, that employer match alone becomes $200,000. That's a house down payment for money that was literally handed to you. But here's where most people mess up. They stop at the match. They think, "I'm contributing 6%, I'm good." No, you're leaving money on the table. The match is just the floor, not the ceiling. Win number 3, pay off high-interest debt like your financial life depends on it. Because it does. If you're carrying credit card debt at 20% interest, paying that off is equivalent to earning a guaranteed 20% return. Find me an investment that beats 20% guaranteed, and I'll wait. The average American has $9,000 in credit card debt. At 20% interest, that's $1,800 per year, just going to interest payments. That's $1,800 that could be building wealth instead of making banks rich. Here's your strategy. List every debt from highest interest rate to lowest. Attack the highest rate first while making minimum payments on everything else. Once it's gone, roll that payment to the next debt. This is called the avalanche method, and it saves you thousands in interest. But here's the key. Once you pay off a debt, don't lifestyle inflate. Take that payment and redirect it straight into investments. Turn your debt payments into wealth payments. Win number 4, build an emergency fund, but do it smart. Most people think emergency funds are boring. They're wrong. Emergency funds are wealth protection. Without one, the first crisis forces you into debt or makes you sell investments at the worst possible time. Start with $1,000. Then work toward 3 to 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account, not your checking account where you'll spend it. Not investments where it can lose value. A separate, boring savings account. This isn't about returns. It's about peace of mind and avoiding financial panic decisions. When your car breaks down or you have a medical bill, you handle it without destroying your wealth-building progress. Win number 5, gamify your progress. Saving money is boring. Building wealth is exciting. The difference? Making it a challenge. Try the envelope method. Label envelopes 1 through 100. Each week, fill one envelope with the dollar amount matching its number. Week 1, put $1 in envelope 1. Week 50, put $50 in envelope 150. After 100 weeks, you'll have saved $5,050. Too aggressive? Cut all numbers in half. The point isn't the exact method. It's making progress visible and rewarding yourself for hitting milestones. Final win. Eliminate subscription creep. Pull up your bank statements right now. Count every recurring charge. Streaming services you forgot about. Gym memberships you don't use. Apps you tried once. The average person has $200 plus monthly in subscriptions they rarely use. That's $2,400 per year. Invested at 8% for 30 years? That's $275,000 you're literally throwing away. Do a subscription audit monthly. If you haven't used it in the past month, cancel it. You can always resubscribe later. Here's your reality check. These 6 wins aren't theory. They're not get-rich-quick schemes. They're boring, proven math that works for anyone willing to do the work. The choice is simple. Keep making excuses about why you can't build wealth, or start with one of these wins today. The math doesn't care about your excuses, but it will reward your consistency. Your first $100,000 isn't just money. It's proof that you can take control of your financial future. And once you hit it, the compound interest starts working harder for you than you ever worked for it. The only question left is, which win are you starting with today?